Hi folks, back again for another helpful video, well hopefully. But today we're going to look at tying barbel rigs, and this is my just step-by-step instructions of how to tie them. They're really effective rig, work really well for me, so hopefully they'll do the same for you. Also, I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who's subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and show your support. And hopefully over time, whilst I'm doing the videos, obviously they'll get better, I'll improve what I'm doing, the video quality will get better, and hopefully we'll get much better footage too. So anyway, run the intro now and then get straight into tying the rigs. Did it get any bigger? That is the question. These are all the items you'll need to make a barbel rig. I have 12-pound hypersensor, the gunmetal grey. Absolutely brilliant line, very abrasion resistant and perfect for my uplink. I also have some supple braid, which is the ESP Camo Sync Link. This is slightly, well, quite a lot heavier, at £25. That's purely because supple braid are not very abrasion resistant, so obviously I step it up a bit just to counteract if there's any rocks or anything on the bottom that may cut into the line and break it. Pair of scissors, boiling needle, and some size 10 Cryogen curved shank hooks. And that's everything you'll need for now. Firstly, we tie the supple part of the hook link. And firstly, we just overhand loop, stick it in, twist it once. That performs the figure of 8 loop knot. Just trim off the tag end for the air. I'll push the boilie on. Air stop. Trim. So now I've got my boilie on the air. Next, we attach the hook. Size 10. Can't get any simpler. So, hold the hook, end of the air, make sure the end is fine so you can pass it through the eye easy. Pass it through the eye. Measure it. Back of the hook. You'll see where the hook is forged, there's a gap in the back of the shank, so you want to go the opposite way to where the hook is forged. So this is just hold it tight. Eye. There we have it. That's your knotless knot tied, and this is the supple section of the braid. I always like the hook end to be supple. Put that one down for the second. Next, take the hypersensor, form a loop. Pass back up. back through the up for the loop in the mono, moisten down. And then you let it pull tight. There we go. And that's the Albright knot. Click the tag ends off. That's the hook ends with the bait on. Curved shank hook, very aggressive turn. There's your Albright knot. Well, that's the rigs tied. I'm just going to briefly go through them again quickly, just to show you exactly why I use them and what's my thoughts behind using this style of rig for on the Trent. Firstly, I'm going to touch on the length of the rig. If you notice, my rigs are very long. I use them a 2.5 to 3 foot, sometimes even longer. If it's in the summer when it's low and clear, I won't be worried about going to 5 foot and even longer than that if I have to. I always use like a mono boom section, which is quite stiff and it stops tangling, so it kicks it away. And then on the business end, on the hook end, I actually use a supple braid. I always use a supple braid. The main reason for this is I honestly believe when barbel come into the area, into where my hook bait is, if they pick the hook bait up or brush on the braid, because it's so supple, they don't actually feel it and spook. For instance, if I was using a mono or a fluorocarbon and their fins was to hit the line, they would spook off the area and sometimes they won't come back. And I've found with a combi link like this, I tend to find this works really well for me, and the amount of fish I've caught on it is absolutely phenomenal. So it's something quick and easy to use, which everybody can do. It's really easy to tie. It's a super easy rig to tie, and literally anybody can do it. It don't take too long, but anybody that have got any issues with tying or they want to know a little bit more information about it, please drop me a line and I'm more than happy to help where I can. Hi folks, well, it's coming up towards the end of the river season now. There's actually 5 days left, and for the rest of the season I'm going to be concentrating on trying to catch some barbel. The river itself is in fairly good fettle at the minute. We've got quite a bit of rain due in over the next few days, so I'm hoping to catch it just before the water level rises too much and knocks it on the head. What I tend to do is have little tiny PVA stockings pre-tied before I even go fishing. I tend to tie about 50 or 60 of these at home just to make it easier for myself. The conditions are getting quite brutal now. As you can probably tell with my brolly in the background, the wind's blowing it all over the shop, so be interested to see how this pans out this evening. Right, I'll just get this rod out. I'm hoping something's going to happen in the next half hour or so. We may actually get some barbel to show the camera. That was another knock then, so it's interesting to see. I've been out for probably about an hour and a half, so I come just before dark, and the rain's just about to hit as well, so just what I need. It's been hard going. I've had four bream so far, no barbel, but after persevering for a little while, I did manage to catch one in the end. It's only a baby, as Trent standards go. It's only a small one, but it's still a barbel. That's the target species, so happy with that one. It's only a little barbel, but beautiful little fish. These little scrappy ones as well, they don't have to put up a fight. They definitely get your heart in your mouth. And it's unbelievable. We've got gale force winds, it's raining, everything's wet, but do you know what, who cares? That's what I came for, and I caught one, so that's absolutely brilliant. Made up with that. Well folks, I stuck it out for a bit longer in the wind, and as the Trent always does, every now and again it will produce another good fish. So there we go, look at that. I haven't weighed it yet. I'll give it a weigh in a few minutes. But that's an absolute stunner. That's more like the Trent standards we're looking for. The simple rigs that I've showed you in this video are very effective. And this is a perfect example of how effective they are. And this one, if you look, it's actually got a little groove on its face. So I don't know what that's all about. Don't know what it is. It doesn't look like it's any pain. There's no hooks there out like that, but not very pleasant for it. Look at that for a fish. That's more like it. I'll weigh it in a minute and I'll put the weight in the description. Let him calm down a second. There you go. I'll show you her once more. But that's what I come for. An absolute beauty of the Trent Barbel. Cracking fish. We've just got to start packing up now. But what a way to finish my session. A few hours after work. And these are the sort of creatures you can catch just on the simple tactics I showed you. I hope you find it useful. And I'll see you in the next one.